Greetings. Last time I was telling you about self-love and trying to find that for uh, myself. That is a ongoing process. Um, Hopefully, I will start taking more and more steps. I have something planned out tomorrow that I can just go and enjoy. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, I think I left off at the attacks of 9/11, um, being on top of the makeshift morgue that they had made that was assembled there, uh, and how upsetting that was, um, and how eerie it was. So cold, so um, tragic. You, a loss for words. Just so much true despair, um, and that was hard to accept. And then there's these little torments, these tortures that stick out in my mind. We were walking back one day, and we passed this cemetery, wrought iron gates, headstones, uh, green grass in between the plots, very, very old. And the dust had accumulated on every horizontal surface. So if the gate was an inch wide, on each one of the slats horizontally was that a little fine pile of dust. And on the headstones, had covered the grass, so the blades are just, a couple blades were sticking up. You could see all that stupid fine dust, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Because that was, it signified and became a beacon of harbinger of death, and something was truly wrong. Everywhere you looked, it was stuff like that, something like that. From the cars that they had crushed, had been crushed and carted away, to the multitude of broken glass and rebar everywhere, in the endless line of dump trucks constantly coming in, getting rubble put in, and then carting it away. It seemed like an endless procession of suffering, true despair. But the thing that I remember the most is that these people were doing their God's honest best to rebuild and to move forward, in spite of the tragedy, in spite of the great loss, in spite of the loss of security, in the sadness that just was plaguing the country. I still haven't been back. I don't know if I can go back. I would love to think that I'm strong enough to go back, but I had an experience about 4 years ago when I was in a pizzeria, in New York pizzeria somewhere in Vieira, and they had a mural of the skyline. It was beautiful, but my family and a friend tried desperately to get me out of it, but I couldn't stop staring at it, and I floated right over to it, and I was just captivated because I was like, I was right there. I was here. This is what I was seeing. It was terrible because it was like I was right back there. Nothing else mattered. And I know the people it had to look weird, but at the same time, it was something that was very upsetting to me. I also knew when I had a problem because they brought one of the metal girders to the movie theater in the Avenues, and I was so excited to see it, but the closer and closer I approached toward it, I started to fall apart. I was having an anxiety, a panic attack, and couldn't get control of myself. I wanted to touch it in everything, and I just fell apart. Because if you ever seen an I-beam, they're extremely robust. And to twist an I-beam, snap it in two, would take a great amount of force. And we didn't see many straight I-beams. They all been twisted or snapped into, crumpled, damn near beyond recognition. Those things were hard. Those torments where you know something is supposed to be this way and something that drastically has happened and turned it this way, where your perceived notion of life, your outlook, your belief system has been challenged so much it's broken. Those were the difficult things. Your worldview shattered. Now, to replace that worldview with the knowledge you have going forward is extremely difficult. And I did not have the relative tools I needed at the time to do so. So now I'm going back and I'm helping myself as much as I can. I'd like to think that is a version of self-love. I would love to think that. And maybe I'll start defining things like that as my own personal self-love. So that's what I'm going to take away from this today. Soul searching and looking, finding something different, needing something different, requiring something different, fulfilling my purpose. Just have to figure out how on this self-love front. All right, my back is a little bit tweaked up, but I was able to get through the day. It's a little bit better today. See if I can get through this day and then get back at it tomorrow. And hopefully take a field trip tomorrow and report back in. Happy Thanksgiving. Be the reason someone smiles today. As I challenge you. Find one thing that you're grateful or thankful for and let somebody know. I love you all. Take care.